Welcome back, guys, to Primordial Dimensions. This week I'm building a massive steampunk starter base. I said in the last episode I had an idea for a base that really takes advantage of the new height of the world, and now it may not go from the bottom of the map to the top. It is going to be pretty darn tall. So there's a lot of materials that I clearly don't have right now, and I need to find some way to obtain, but there's a problem. All of the materials needed for this build have multiple recipes to go through before I can obtain the block I need. The only real solution to this problem is automatic crafting. That's right, we're fixing our chest monster before it can begin. Or should I say, backpack monster. So there's a few auto crafting mods in Minecraft these days, but the two most notable ones are Applied Energistics and Refined Storage. Now, as AE2 is a more stable mod with better endgame items, more people tend to sway that way when learning, but I found Refined Storage easier to learn, and I've built some pretty insane contraptions using it. So that's how I'm going to obtain the tens of thousands of blocks I need for this project. There are a couple of other mods that I'll need to take advantage of as well to grind these materials, but let's not drag this out forever. It's time to get started. Okay, so my first task to accomplish would be whipping up a refined storage system. In order to save as much time as possible, I'm going to need to rely on auto crafting to allow me to choose certain items I need and do all the crafting recipes on its own. So in order to do that, I've got a couple things here already. I've got a bunch of slime, a bit of string. I've got only one stack of iron actually, so not much iron. I might have to go and get more, but I've already whipped up my first batch of silicon, and now I need to whip up some processors. So this is basically, or not processors, processor bindings. So this is a processor binding. So in order to make these processors, I need redstone, silicon, processor bindings, and some type of ingot. So there are 3 different processors, and they are made with the main 3 ingots. This is how you make a processor. That is the raw basic processor. And basically you take that and you would smelt it and it turns into a basic processor. But to start our refined storage system, you need a grid to begin and a controller. So we actually need a advanced processor, 2 improved processors, and a construction and destruction core, which is fairly simple. So if we just take that, so we need 2 of these, 2 of those, and then we need 1 advanced processor. Oh yeah, that's right. We need these 2. So I need a glowstone and a nether quartz. So we're going to take those 2, turn 1 into a destruction core. We're going to turn that into a destruction core. So we have our 2 improved processors, and now we just need to get our advanced processor, and we should be almost ready. We just need a machine casing. Okay, so I'm going to get 2 of those. I'm going to need 1 for the grid. And that is our first grid. Okay, and now I need to actually turn that into a crafting grid. So I'm going to need another advanced processor, it looks like, and a crafting table. So we now have our crafting grid. And now we need a controller to run all of this. So we do need another advanced processor. We need 3 silicone, 4 quartz enriched iron, and another machine casing. So we need 8 quartz enriched iron for that. We're going to make another machine casing that is for our controller, and we are going to need to add another advanced processor, which I believe we have right here. Nice and easy. We are going to need some more quartz enriched iron, which we have. We just need this. And we should be able to make the controller. Boom. I think what I'm going to do, I need some cobalt to fix my pickaxe. Give my pickaxe some health back. I'm just gonna have this small underground space. I'm not gonna decorate it or anything. It's just gonna be for my refined storage. So once I get it up and running, I can throw a couple like phytogenic insulators down here and really start getting materials going, because I'm not looking at making this a place to come back to, really. I'm probably gonna burn it down after. Let's put our crafting grid up here, put our controller underneath, and then underneath that, I'm going to whip up some cables, which I already have a bunch, but that's fine. I'm gonna make a couple of more. So we're gonna bring this down. So we're gonna need a couple of crafters. We are going to need a disk drive, and with that disk drive, we can put it right there. Like I said, this is all temporary. None of this is actually gonna be here in a while. The refined storage, I'm probably gonna leave underground and just cover up this spot with dirt or something, just so it doesn't look too bad. I'll probably just be leaving the refined storage here and the phytogenic insulators, so I still have materials for the build. I'm also going to need a reliable power source to it. I do have power stored up in this energy cube, but it's not a lot. Okay, so we have kind of cleaned up the area under here. Like I said, it's really not going to look pretty. Just so I have a good amount of space, and it looks like I am absolutely out of power. I can't believe this. Oh no. Oh, this is not good. Power up here real quick. Okay, so we have our refined storage, our basic refined storage setup. We just need a disk now. Our basic refined storage disk is a 1K storage part. We could probably whip up a 4K real quick. Oh my god, no we can't. I actually need more glass. Okay, well, let's hope I have some sand. Yes, I do. So let's get that processed. We've got 2 1K storage parts now. We just need one more. And now we should have enough. And there we go. We have a 4K storage part. Now we just need a storage housing, which is even easier to make. And we just combine those in the crafting table, and we have a 4K storage disk. And now we can throw that in our disk drive, but we still don't have power. The last thing we need to do to get this running and put our stuff in it is to power it. How are we going to do that? Well, if we just whip up some basic universal cables. Oh, okay, never mind. I've already got power to it. Never mind. So we're going to connect it underneath. That way everything kind of connects on its own. We can cover that up. We've already got power to it, which is nice. What I am going to do though is connect this directly underneath. It's not the prettiest thing, I know. We are going to have to make some more power cables, it looks like. So let's just get that fixed up, and we're good. We now have a sufficient... Okay, so we need to actually set the bottom to output, and we are now filling this up. I doubt it's going to stay full. So what I'm going to do real quick is get a gas burning generator set up. So how do I make a generator? So a generator, a gas burning generator, which is probably going to be my end game item. I need a gas burning generator. I need a bonsai pot. So crimson fungus would be my first real catalyst to make fuel for this. So I don't have to worry too much. I do have nylium, I think. Okay, so I do have crimson nylium and crimson fungus. So the bonsai pot's ready. I can now make some fuel. So let's make 2 machine blocks. There we go. Look how easy that was. That was the easiest thing I've done in so long. Okay, so I need gold dust and osmium dust. Let's make an ore hammer real quick. Oh, it's so nice being able to auto craft. Okay, so now with that, I can make some osmium dust, and we need some gold dust. And with that, I can make an electrolytic core. Now I can make the gas burning generator. Very nice. So the gas burning generator, it's amazing. It's a fantastic item, but in order to use it, you need gas. What kind of gas though? Biofuel gas, which is actually called ethanol. So I need a crusher, which I have, and the crusher will take anything that could be considered biofuel. So I'm just going to throw this in there real quick. Carrots? Yes. So if you take a look at carrots, not the best source of biofuel, but it's a good example. Oh, actually not too bad. Okay, 5 per carrot. So we're going to put that back in there. And now we have biofuel. So the biofuel can go into a pressurized reaction chamber. That makes ethylene. Oh, it's not ethanol. It's ethylene. You need 2 biofuel to make 100 millibuckets of ethylene. This stuff is so friggin' efficient. Okay, let's say you have just 100 millibuckets. That is probably gonna last you for a solid at least 20 minutes. You just got 5 biofuel from 1 carrot. You now have an hour worth of power. Not a small amount of power either. Enough power that would fill this in like 2 seconds. Absolutely fantastic. I love this thing. So let's make that. So we need a pressurized reaction chamber. Okay, so we've got some basic circuits that we need to make. Just throw some osmium in there. Now we just need some chemical tanks. Just take some redstone and osmium, and we got 2 of those ready to go. And then we need a dynamic tank. We got some steel, some buckets we're gonna need. Throw some buckets in there, and we should be good to go on that as well. And I believe we only need 1 of those. So let's make this reaction chamber. Where'd my I know, because it doesn't use the NBT tags that are stored, so you kind of have to search up some items sometimes. Now I can use these 3 items. This is going to go on the end here, the crusher and the reaction chamber. So it's going to go from the crusher to the reaction chamber to the gas burning generator. One thing we need though is a electrolytic separator. I almost forgot about that. To run the reaction chamber, we need a electrolytic separator. So we need 1 more of these, and there we go. There we go. We now have the electrolytic separator. Another thing, we need a pump to run the electrolytic separator. Okay, so we got the pump now. We've got the electrolytic separator. Now we need a pipe to pipe water from the pump into the separator. From there, you know, anything else that it needs. This is how it kind of works. I'm gonna need some water, so let me get a bucket and go get some water really quickly. Is that water right there? Yes, it is. Dripstone. Even quicker. So this is basically a 4-machine job. So we need our pump, which is going to be, I believe we can waterlog it. I don't know if it will pick up from its own block though. So I'm going to do this and run a power cable underneath to every machine. If I did this, would it work? There we go. So let's get our electrolytic separator on top. We have water going into it already. We have no power though. So the way we're gonna have to run this basically, I don't know. I don't think, oh, we do need water going into there. Okay, so from there, we need water going into there. So let's redo this real quick. I'm gonna put the water underneath there. That way we have water going from it to the back of here. We'll have power going underneath. There we go. So we'll have water going there. There we go. We can actually connect it just like this. Now I want to make sure that it's all connected properly before I do anything with it, because it could take up a lot of power without making its own power. I'm also going to need a hopper. Okay, so with that, we're going to put that on there. We're going to put our stuff in there. You can put enchantments in there too. You can put like efficiency and whatnot, but for now, we're just going to put something in there to begin with. So I'm going to do this. Here's an fantastic example. It will not make the biofuel to make its own power without power of its own. You only need a little bit of power, but you do need it to, for one thing, output those items into here. This will need water and hydrogen. From here, we'll go, we'll have the gases coming out the back. What I'm going to do first though, is get rid of, oh no, that's not, that's wrong. That's wrong. So we need water coming there, and then we need gas coming out the front, I believe, is what we're gonna need to do. So I need 2 different types of pipes. For one thing, I need pipes, and then I need tubes, I believe. Yes, pressurized tubes for gas. So the gas is gonna come out the front. So let's make sure it is output 1. That way we have hydrogen going in there, and we will also need to put water in there. Now, once we power this up, that will get hydrogen brewing. We'll have hydrogen and water in here. We will have this crushing into biofuel, the biofuel going into here. This will be making ethylene, and then pouring it. We're gonna eject items out of here. I think we don't really have a good spot for that. Actually, I think what I need to do is really quickly rethink how I'm gonna input water into here. So let's put the water in there. We'll have all the power going up the back. There we go. And now you can already see it's using its own power to fuel it, which it is now making ethylene. It's making its own power. You can see it's filling up real fast. What is it making right now? It's okay. So its max output right now is 564 FE a tick. That's because it's not running at full capacity. Trust me, that will go up once your capacity rises, or your need for capacity rises. This will actually go up. It maxes out around 80 KFE. I don't think it actually ever uses 80 KFE. I think it always stops at around 75. We're already getting power going. I think now that we have that going though, I can reliably hook it up and we can get rid of this. It's absolutely still holding its own. Look at how much ethylene it's making. Look at I am gonna have to take that stuff out. The nether wart blocks are great and the fungus is good. I don't think I'll have to worry about anything else, to be honest. I believe we have our refined storage amply set up to finally start this project. This was a big ordeal, to be honest, just for a couple of things, but we finally have it ready. The next ordeal would be to get phytogenic insulators set up and really start working on that, getting those items that we need. With the energy cube, I'm going to leave the energy cube in there just so that, yeah, you can already tell it filled that up in like a second. I wasn't lying. Like it's very quick. Okay, all right, cover that up. I am going to have it automatically take these out and just have it sit in a barrel here. That's what I used to do. I'm gonna make a hopper too. Okay, there we go. So let's make sure that it never stops. I am gonna have to get back here, it looks like. There we go. Okay, let's get out of here. There we go. Very nice. Okay, so that should give us some time to not have to worry about it. I now have full power to do anything I need with. I could make a wireless heat transmitter, which is beautiful. I love these things. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make 2 of those. We're gonna make one of these wireless heat transmitters and one of these heat receivers. And just like that, we can throw this into our system here. Where am I gonna? I'm gonna put it right there. Boom. Instantly full. We've bound it. And now I don't have to worry about using fuel anymore. So if I need to make anything for that matter, it just uses power. I love this thing. It's awesome. It really speeds up your ability to get anything done, to be honest. Actually, my better option might actually be just to go with a factory augment. It looks like it's fairly simple to make, actually. Look at that. Just like that, I could make a factory augment. Let's do this. So this automatically uses power. It no longer requires anything. I can also auto split just like that. So if I make, let's see, can I speed this up still? I believe speed augment. Let's get a speed augment. Need some sugar. Apparently I have no sugar cane. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, so I can't make a speed augment yet, but if I get some cables running here, and we already have a powered furnace that's able to make a ton of things really quickly. Now I need to import this stuff. Look how much quicker things are going. It's actually insane how quick these things are going now. And I still don't even have an auto crafter on it yet. Like, this is all basic stuff. I'm likely gonna have to run the power out the back. So let's get the power running out the back, and then let's get a importer at the bottom. That way it only takes what we need to take out of it. So again, this is kind of just temporary at the moment, but it will be a force to be reckoned with. I think that's all for today though. Welcome back, guys. It's been about 3 days. I do get on in between recordings, but I try to leave the real progression for the camera. Anything I think will just waste footage, I tend to take care of off camera. Speaking of which, let me show you a couple of the things I managed to get off camera. So you may have noticed, I actually whipped up a couple tools. You see one down here, you also see one right here. One is a battery from the Power mod, which actually is a massive help to me because even with just the stone jetpack, which I now have upgraded, the flux capacitor just was not lasting very long. It lasted about maybe 10 minutes fully charged, and I swear to God, I kept having to charge it just all the time. So that's got 4 million. These are way easier to make, by the way. It's just a bit of dielectric paste, very easy to recipe. From that, you can make these batteries, which are also super easy to make with these capacitors. Way easier. Also super huge capacity, 4 million for just the second upgrade, as well as the advanced magnet here. You really can't go wrong with a magnet. It really is just so much better in terms of ease of life. From that though, I managed to go mining and I got an absolute ton of stuff. You see a lot of silver, a lot of osmium. I whipped up a ton of Invar hammers, which basically is my ore doubling right now, and from that I got a lot of ingots. I found a bunch of structures that managed to get me well, not a ton of diamonds, but a ton of emeralds, that's for sure. And with those diamonds that I managed to get, you know how I had the gold furnace? Well, the only thing that was holding me back were those diamonds. And now that I had those diamonds, I already had tons of emeralds, so that was easy. And then I just had to get a few blaze rods, which was also very easy. Beyond that, I made the place look a little nicer, as you saw in the little cutscene. Maxed out, or well, not maxed out, but like really upped my storage game here. The third step to being able to do this project is getting a ton of materials. The main block in this build, there's almost 15,000 blocks of, is actually steel sheet metal. The whole reason I made this refined storage system is because that's one recipe, and from it, there's steel, and from that, you need steel dust, and from steel dust, you need enriched iron, and from enriched iron, you need iron ingots. Yeah, I guess you get it. There's a lot of steps to go through to get one block of steel sheet metal. It's insane. That's another step right there. You need to press every steel ingot, and then you need 4 of those, so that's 4 steel ingots to get steel sheet metal, but it makes 4 blocks actually, so that's actually a little better. First things first, I need iron, and the way to get that is with a iron seed. It's a tier 3 seed. I've already got some prosperity seed bases. This is how they are made. Prosperity's hard to get, actually, believe it or not. You can't like double it or anything. You can really only get it from like mining it, and it's very hard to find. So I don't have a lot of the seed bases, but I have enough to work with at the moment. So that is made with the infusion altar and the infusion pedestal, which you've probably seen before, but if not, this is how you make them. This is the altar. This is the infusion pedestal. So you need 8 of these for one altar, and you place the materials that you need to infuse into your seed onto these, and you place your seed on your altar, and you press a button and boom,
it's a seed.
What we're gonna need is a iron seed. We're probably gonna need a redstone seed, because I found that is actually harder to come by. Redstone dust is how it gets mined, and you can't double it or anything. You basically get what you get. Oh, another thing, ancient debris. Found my first ancient debris. This was actually in a ruined portal chest, so I didn't find this by mining it in the nether, unfortunately. Let's get on to the task. Once again, all this is probably just going to be put right down here. So right here, we're not going to make this fancy. I'm just going to show you how it works. Oh, that's not good. I just realized this is out of center, and that is horrible. I do not like out of center things, or off balance, I guess. Probably a better word for it. I'm not too sure. When you place the altar down, it actually creates this template for you, which all you have to do is follow it with your pedestals, and boom, it's immediately set up. Now, all you have to do with this, you can't just go right ahead and put your materials into it. You will have to put some sort of powering facilities around it. I don't know why I made 56 pressure plates. That was a horrible idea. You give it some power once you put your stuff in there, and it will immediately infuse it into a seed, which you can then go and place on dirt or whatever you want, which I'm going to be using phytogenic insulators. But on that note, so these are both tier 3 seeds. So I actually have to make some tier 3 essence, which is tertium. So if I get my infusion crystal, which I will show you how it's made, very simple. Again, you just need a diamond and 4 prosperity shards. Definitely the harder materials to find.
Okay, on diamonds now, so that's great.
And then I take this, and I'm gonna need at least 4 stone. Okay, that is unfortunate. It looks like if I can get, okay, I can get enough out of it, and that only has 48 uses left. Oh my lord. Oh, it looks like they updated the crystal to actually lose color, I guess, as it's used, which is kind of cool. So if we look through the tier 3 seeds, let's see, what do we need? Well, first of all, we need nature seeds, that's for sure. Inferium seeds, of course. Dirt and stone seeds. Those are the basic necessary seeds, I think. Definitely gonna need gold, osmium, diamond, emerald, netherite. Yeah, you can literally make anything. Our first thing that we're gonna need is iron, because we need lots of iron. We can take 4 essence. We are gonna need 4 iron ingots, and then we are gonna need a seed base. We're gonna take one of those, and immediately we can start going ahead and whipping up some mystical agriculture seeds. So we place the seed in the middle, the essence, and the ingots. It's pretty shapeless. I haven't tried doing half and half, but you can switch which pedestals hold the essence or the base material. Right there, we've already got a seed. Super easy to make. I think I'm gonna really quick do some other seeds as well. Nature. Oh, we also need water seeds. That is super useful. And also fire seeds. With these, you can actually automate making lava and also water. You can also automate with these with dirt and water combined. You get clay balls. So same idea, a little bit of fire agglomeratio with a little bit of dirt. You get sand, soul sand, regular sand, lava, flint. Show you the nature essence as well. This might actually be the most useful. Saplings, you get potatoes, apples, crimson fungus. You can make podzol, vines, sugar cane, pumpkin, bamboo, warp fungus, red, brown mushrooms, cactus, lily pads, crimson nylium, mycelium, netherworts. There is like no stopping the possibilities of these seeds. Like you can basically grow almost anything in the game. So we're just gonna put the materials here for now. I'm gonna see you really quick once I have all the seeds I need. Okay, so I have all the seeds I need, except for nature. I wasn't able to get that, and oh, I did forget about the water and the fire, but I don't really need them at the moment. They're not entirely necessary. What I really want to focus on is the base materials like gold, iron, nether quartz, redstone. Now I have these seeds. What do I need to do with them? Well, the easiest way I've found to grow them is not with botany pots, considering we don't have them in all the mod 7, is with a phytogenic insulator. And I'll show you how this is made. The only real tough part for me is going to be the aluminum, which is actually why I upgraded my smeltery here. Redstone flux, super easy to make. Boom, already got. Glass, easy to make. Tin gears, easy to make also. So we'll just whip up that machine frame real quick, as you can see. Now the only thing we need is aluminum gears. Now in order to make aluminum, you are going to have to either cast or craft aluminum dust. Can be made with glowstone, silver, and tin. Luckily I have all of. Let's get these aluminum gears. There we go. We got a phytogenic insulator. And now with that, if I whip up a wall real quick, preferably this wall here, again, this is all going to be temporary. I'm saying that a lot, but I really want to make sure you guys know and that you don't yell at me for the horrible display of building here. So I'm just going to run the cables out the back with this, and I'm going to run refined cables out the bottom. How am I going to do this? Okay, you know what? I'm not worried about the way that it looks. I'm just going to bring it right up into the wall here and bring it around. That way it looks a little like it's meant to be there. And I'm going to make sure these are all importing. I really enjoy my elite importers. I do not like the importers themselves. I actually hate them. They're horrible. These things are absolute garbage. You can literally rely solely on just the elite importers. They're so good. They're so quick. You don't need to add anything to them. They're already so fast. We're just gonna use 6 for now because we don't have a lot of phytogenic insulators yet. And then with that, gonna place them like this really quick. I believe there is actually oh, that's right, hammer. It was actually the hammer, yes. Okay, super simple. And you don't have to worry about digging a hole and getting underneath it or anything. And now all I have to do is get this also over to there. So I'm just gonna dig another hole underneath. There we go, making lots of power. And now with these, there's one augment you specifically need if you don't want to have to constantly move the seeds back over into the input field. A cyclical processing upgrade. It's a little tough to make right off the bat. We need like a whole bunch of stuff, but you basically don't want to run your machines without these, or you're really just wasting a whole lot of time. I'm just gonna make a couple of these. I'm gonna make some Constantin plates, which I don't have Constantin yet, but it should be fairly simple. A lot of these I just made really quick with the Invar hammer. So you got copper dust, silver dust, redstone. Let's make these two real quick. Okay, silver dust, and we can make Constantin, copper and nickel. Well, hold up. What just happened? Oh, was it signalum? Oh, that's right. It was signalum. Okay, so let's make as many of these as we can. Let's throw them in there. Make a whole bunch of this stuff because we're actually going to need a lot of it. We're also going to need Constantin. We need nickel dust as well, so make a bunch of that. So it's actually fairly easy to make all of these. We should be able to whip a couple of these up, and we should be able to whip a couple of these up. Apparently not enough. Look how speedy I am at this now. Like it's so fast. Make a couple more of these, and let's make a redstone servo, and we should be able to make at least 2 of these. Yeah, and that was super easy. And now we just input one, and what this does is if you put a seed in there, it takes that seed because it outputs it as well, which I really don't know why it does that in the first place to begin with, but it takes that seed. And oh, that's right, these also need water to run. Okay, so there is one caveat to it, I guess, and that's that you need a pump. Luckily I have a pump. I just need some pipes. I'm gonna run them through the top. I don't want to be yelled at anymore for my
horrible design choices here.
And that's basically your configuration there. We are gonna have to get some water really quickly, which is super easy because I already have a source of water here. There it is. Take one of these, boom, and now I can fill this up. We've got everything we need to do it. Put the seed in now. So now if we throw that in, the cyclical processing should stop it from going into the output, and now it should work very nicely. And that's it. That's it. This is basically how we get our iron. And from there on, we can make a bunch more augments. We can make speed augments, base upgrades. It's fairly simple. I believe it is the fastest way to grow seeds, though, or rather anything for that matter, because even though it only does one, you can get these things processing them, you know, in seconds. You put a bunch of them side by side, and you got a whole array of them, making them really quickly. But now we have our first one, so I'm just gonna whip up a whole bunch more. All right, so I whipped up a couple amplifiers real quick, because look how slow this thing is right off the bat. It's so slow with just that cyclical processing. So I just could not wait to honor the one seed. I really don't want to have to make more than this. You don't need to make more than this with phytogenic insulators. It makes them the fastest once you have them fully upgraded. I just whipped up a real quick hardened integral component. Show you real quick how much faster this will be. Just the 2 times. And then the look at that already. Well, I mean, it's 4 times faster. You can tell there's a noticeable increase in speed right there. Boom, 3 more ready to go. There we go. Everything's hooked up. We just need our cyclical augments on those, and I'll do that off camera. But for now, that's basically everything I need to whip up the materials that I'm gonna need for this project. So between episodes, I'll probably, you know, really max these out, get them running up and super quick. Then we'll see you once I have the materials I actually needed for this project. Till then, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it was a big big one. There was a lot of footage to sift through on this one, but I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, the next video is going to be real exciting because we're actually going to be making some stuff in that episode. Some real big stuff. Oh my god, I'm getting some serious lag. What is going on here? Holy Jesus. Anyways, see you guys later. Peace.